renders. An orange action button. Really, Samsung? When did Samsung become Apple? You know, at this point, I'm convinced that Samsung wants to be Apple. And I mean, badly. And listen, calm down. Samsung nice, put your swords away. Let me explain. Let's just take a look at this with a critical mind, right? Let's really look at what's going on. Let's look at the new Galaxy Watch Ultra 7. Let's look at the new Galaxy Buds 3. And then we're going to talk about the slight disappointments in the Z Fold 6 that's upcoming, right? But really take a look at design cues, at so many things that are being done that are very much just like Apple. Listen, I'm just as shocked as you because ultimately, you know, Samsung rules the worldly, you know, market share in smartphones. And, you know, they tend to lose it in, I think, Q4 to Apple. But the reality is, in the Americas, Apple just can't be touched. And I wonder if that just bothers Samsung so much that they're starting to lose somewhat of their identity in an effort to compete or become Apple. Let's get into the video. Let's get straight into the elephant in the room, and that's the brand new Galaxy Watch Ultra 7 being rumored to cost $699. And not only that, look at the renders. An orange action button. Really, Samsung? When did Samsung become Apple? $699. That's a massive, I think, $220 price increase to the previous Galaxy Watch 6 Classic. Now, there are some things on this watch that may warrant this price. We're going to go over that. But a price of $699 from Samsung for a smartwatch paired with the blatant copied orange action button. Like, really, Samsung? When did Samsung become Apple? Blatant Apple-like tendencies. Everybody's going to be in their feelings, especially the Samsung Knights, aka Samsung sheeps. The same way you guys ride and act for Samsung is no different than the Apple sheeps that you guys call Apple sheeps. I just want you to realize you're a sheep too. Yo, relax. Listen, for real, because a lot of you guys got to feel this. You guys got to look at this. You guys are going to see images, and you can't deny this. The facts are the facts. And this is just an open conversation because it'll be scary to have a brand, one of the largest competitive brands, completely copy another brand, which is one of the largest competitive brands. And where's the competitiveness at this point? Where's the competition? That's basically the argument for this video. Now, as far as the new design goes, this new round, squarish shape, it seems that Samsung is taking cues from a previous Galaxy Watch design that they've had of the past. You know what I mean? And I gotta be real. I'm indifferent on this one. I have no way to really lean. I don't hate it, nor do I love it. And I would personally have to get it in person and add that CJ touch. You guys know how I do when I get these classic watches and I add a classic watch face onto them. That's when I can truly, after seeing this thing in person and having it on my wrist, make a conclusion as to the look and the feel of it. But I will say this, there are some luxurious or nice brands, respected brands that have a similar design to this new Watch 7 Ultra design. Now, on the plus side, this new Galaxy Watch 7 Ultra is rumored to have a 590 milliamp hour battery, which is welcomed with open arms. Thank you, Samsung, bring on the battery. Now, this is, the same battery that they're using in the previous Watch 5 Pro. Listen, Watch 5 Pro, you remember they used the word Pro, which is like the Apple word, and then Apple flipped the script and dropped the, Apple Watch Ultra, which, I mean, they're on the Apple Watch Ultra 2 now, and that thing shook up the smartwatch hemisphere because, I mean, when it comes to watches, Apple has the top spot. They have the best smartwatch. I mean, Marquez wears the Apple Watch Ultra as his go-to smartwatch. That says a lot, but, I'm a huge fan of the Galaxy watches because they've always had the traditional watch aesthetic, right? So now we're coming with the Ultra, name, and again, this same 590 milliamp hour battery, which is probably the reason why the design had to change a little bit. Instead of getting super thick and tall like the Watch 5 Pro, they're going out and getting a little squarish, right? But I can't see the same battery that you're using, even though it's a larger battery, increasing the price by that much, right? Now, there is the new 3 nanometer processor versus the previous 5 nanometer processor, which is good news because that should, in theory, be more efficient and take that 590 milliamp hour battery and give us a nice significant boost in battery, especially in comparison to the Watch 6 Classic. So that's a W for this, right? Does that warrant the significant price increase? Possibly. Let me know down in the comment section below, and we'll continue on with the offering of this Watch 7 Ultra. Because it does now come with titanium grade 4, body structure, as well as a, improved water resistance at 100 meters versus the previous 50 meters. So, higher grade materials and waterproofing and so forth. I mean, that's going to cost a bit more. You're using titanium versus stainless steel, definitely increases the cost. Does it warrant the significant price hike though? Possibly though. Like, this is adding on to the value proposition of the Watch 7 Ultra. And also, this is only offered in the Bluetooth LTE version. Like, you can't get a Bluetooth only, and that's no different than what Apple did with the Apple Watch Ultra. It's only in, the LTE/Bluetooth version, and LTE comes with a price hike, right? But at this point, with Samsung offering this, at a rumored price, which you know how these leaks go, at $699 versus Apple's $799. At this point, they're in the premium price point arena of Apple. There's no difference. And with your S24 Ultra costing more than the iPhone 15 Pro Max, right? There's no longer the argument of Apple being so expensive in comparison to Samsung. Now, I know once Apple goes overseas, the price goes up versus like what we see in the Americas. Is Samsung Apple now? Let's continue that because it doesn't stop there at just the Watch 7 Ultra. We have to talk about the Galaxy Buds 3. And again, I genuinely think Samsung wants to be Apple or like Apple. Case in point, look at these Galaxy Buds 3. Look familiar? This tells me that this is Samsung admitting that Apple's design got it right. Everyone was avoiding the stems, right? When Apple dropped the AirPods and they did the stem, it was jokes galore. All of the Samsung Knights, the Android fans, poking fun, Q-tips, even Apple fans, you know what I mean? But this goes to show that there's something in that design that made so much sense. Again, remember, Apple has great engineering, great decision making around that. Whether you love them or hate them, you gotta admit, they designed some great products. And this, in my opinion, is admittedly saying that Apple's design quite possibly is better. You know what I mean? I'm just speculation here. Now, not only that, they have pinch gestures. Is that familiar? Because I swear my AirPods Pro 2, I just pinch and it has that haptic click, make you feel like you pinches something, again, that Apple engineering. But I don't want to be too one-way, one-sided, but I'm just speaking candidly here. Another ode to Apple's design via Samsung. So, Samsung has a history of taking jabs at Apple. And again, I think this is probably out of spite, jealousy. They have previous feuds, although they're business partners, right? They do a lot of business together. But, I don't know. I'm feeling a little jealousy, animosity. I'm feeling a little, dang, they got it. Nah, let's conform and let's just do what they're doing and try to, take their people. I don't know. But this is looking quite familiar. A little too familiar. Now, there's absolutely nothing wrong with this, as this has happened in the past, but it does make you question. Does Samsung want to be Apple? And again, this is odd. As I said previously that, Samsung in the world typically holds top market share for smartphones. Now, there's that one quarter where Apple always comes and they kick Samsung's butt, but then Samsung comes back with the S Ultra lineup and they bounce back to their spot. Speaking of, let's talk about the disappointments or the slight disappointments I see as a fan of foldables in the Z Fold 6. Because not much is happening over there. Listen to me, Samsung. You had one job, and that was to make an improvement upon the Z Fold 5, technically the Z Fold 4 and Z Fold 3, as those three designs have been extremely stagnant. And in the smartphone area, you know, the S Ultra lines and the iPhone 15 Pro Max, I understand we've reached a plateau, but this is a whole new. This is innovation right here, right? Why are we at a plateau? After 2 iterations and then you jump into the 3, the 4, the 5, and it just flatlines, how is that acceptable? Especially with the competition being so aggressive in the foldable market. Samsung has lost their foldable market share to the competition. Literally every other foldable that has been raved about has the wider front design, the more traditional smartphone design, a slimmer profile, and a larger battery, none of which we are receiving on the Z Fold 6. Let's talk about it. As someone who's a massive Z Fold fan, I've had the Z Fold 3, I have a Z Fold 4, I have a Z Fold 5, and unfortunately, I probably have a Z Fold 6 because I got to talk to you guys about it. But in a positive note, I do like the new design cues. You know, it just leaked from the, what we call it, the dummy unit, and you can see it. And it looks good. I'm not going to lie. I like the more boxy front panel, you know, even though it didn't grow. It didn't get as big as it should have so that we could get that battery. Because the battery is the exact same size. Extremely disappointing. The screen on the front is not much any bigger than the previous. I like the new front screen design. It just did not increase in size. The flat side panels, I like that design cue. Looks good. So really my issue is that nothing changed. Even the cameras, you guys. I've voiced this. The community has voiced this. Some people don't care. Some. But at the price point of this device, we want better camera hardware. And the fact that you're keeping the exact same camera hardware, now you tried to like finesse it design-wise and make it look different, but you know, the rumors are saying it's the exact same camera hardware, and I wouldn't be surprised. And that's unfortunate, considering the fact that we have been asking for S24 Ultra caliber cameras on the Z Fold. It's your most expensive device. You want Galaxy Note users to use this, right? Well, I don't know if you know this, you should, but Galaxy Note users are accustomed to having the best of the best. It's essentially the exact same damn phone, man. Yes, it has some nice new design cues that make it look different and possibly could have an improvement to assuming, right? Assuming. I'm just trying to give them a little benefit of the doubt. But no real innovative changes, yet a $100 price increase. Make it make sense. Other than, I feel like Samsung is the new Apple. Minor upgrades, just like Apple. You know, everyone says the iPhone looks the exact same. Well, you can say that about the previous S23 Ultra, S24 Ultra, even I think back to the S22 Ultra. From the S22 Ultra to the S24 Ultra, not much has changed. Very minimal changes. And the same goes for the Z Fold. Z Fold 3 to the 4 to the 5, and now on to the 6. Very minimal. The only differences, or what they're probably going to push down our throats, is AI features. And I don't think AI replaces innovation. This category is way too new to be cutting back on being aggressive in an innovative way. Your competition has been kicking your ass, for lack of better words. And, you know, Pixel Fold 2 coming. The Pixel Fold was my favorite foldable of last year. I didn't get to touch the OnePlus. To be fair, I wanted to. OnePlus, what's up? And, you know, there's a load of other innovative devices in that other market that have been absolutely crushing it. Again, I ask you guys, does Samsung want to be Apple? Like the blatant copy of the action button. Go on more boxy, titanium. They've done titanium in the past, I know. Calm down, but I'm just saying. Very design-ish. Or a lot of design cues from Apple. It does have that 3000 nit bright screen on that Watch 7 Ultra. Forgot to point that out. That's going to be a W, but that could hurt battery life. But we'll see how that goes. And then your Galaxy Buds 3 look like AirPods, AirPod Pros. Is that a coincidence? I don't think so. And again, price increases, very premium price points, just like Apple, right? At this point, I can't tell who's who. Can you? Hit the comment section down below. Let's talk about it. WTF.
Ooh.
So listen, man. My goal here is to share 100% authentic thoughts and opinion as a tech consumer. I purchase all of these Samsung devices, all of these Apple devices, vast majority of the tech devices that I, create content on this channel. I'm not opposed to receiving or being seated or getting embargo access. Matter of fact, I would love it. And I would do the candid overview. And then when I get to do the review, I need to do me creatively, right? Respectfully. Because that's the best thing I can do here is be as authentic as possible.
No watch, no diamonds, no watch, good timing, yeah. New watch, no diamonds, no watch, good timing, yeah. Need no middleman, I'm the man to man, send it in. I like what I like, me, I know my rights, is sipping in. I like having fun, I do what I want, it's what it is. For my son and son, for my daughters, yeah, it's for my twin. I work through the night.